Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the Planning Commission meeting for the City of Martinsville, Tuesday, June the 23rd, 2026, to order. First up on the agenda is roll call.
Joe Disney.
Present.
Rick Darnell.
Present.
Marilyn Smith. Rich Baskin.
Present.
Steve Bodie.
Here.
James Burkhart.
Present.
Caleb Worcester.
Here.
Richard Hickok.
Here.
Ann Miller. Jason Scott.
Here.
Troy Swan.
Here.
Bob Strader.
Here.
Del Coffey.
Here.
Sandy Lozier. Matt Dunn.
Here.
Mayor Kenny Costin.
Here.
And Lisa Holler.
Okay, we have a quorum. So the next thing item on the agenda is presentation of minutes dated May the 27th, 2026. As all the planning commission members had an opportunity to look at the minutes. Are there any changes?
I'll make a motion, we accept the minutes dated May 27th as presented.
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Bowley.
Under old business, the first item, docket 004, it ends saying, Mr. Log, the Dale Coffey said the petition should be retired at this time. I think we should add that the remodel request is now retired to be refiled as a new petition in the future. Is that appropriate, fellow commission members? Because, I mean, it doesn't seem complete to me the way it's stated. It says Dale Coffey said the petitioner should retire the request. It doesn't say it was retired or ended or anything else. So my suggestion is add the sentence, if we think this is accurate from our meeting, this remodel request is now retired to be refiled as a new petition in the future.
Lisa, did you give all that?
Dale, Mr. Coffey, any comments about that?
You want to
addition, is there any other comments on the minutes?
Yes, sorry. Under new business, the first docket, 26011, it was a rezone. It says, under the description, it goes to the title remonstrators, and it lists number 2, that Steve Bodie is a remonstrator. I would suggest that my name be stricken from that section, and instead just say Steve Bodie stated that he could not approve the rezoning to industrial 3. I'm not a remonstrator, I'm on the commission. I would say the same for the third element under remonstrators. It says Rick Durnell is listed as a remonstrator. He's also a commissioner.
Yeah, the only remonstrator we got on that was Robert Parker.
Right, so if you're going to list my comment and Rick's comment, I would suggest that just move it above the word remonstrators and just say, or below, I don't care, but don't list me as a remonstrator. I would say the same for Rick Durnell. So my suggestion is you just change the language to say Steve Bodie stated that, continue with everything. And Rick Durnell stated that the comprehensive plan is a, but don't list us as remonstrators. Thank you.
Is there anything else? Lisa, you got that? So now, Mr. Durnell.
I motion that we accept the minutes dated May 27th with Mr. Bodie's suggested changes.
I'll second that.
Caleb Forrester seconds the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, we don't have any old business, so new business. First up is docket number PC 26014. Rezone from Ag to Industrial 1. The address is West Douglas Street. Owner is Indiana Gradings. Do we have someone here to represent Indiana Gradings? Okay. Could you please state your name and sign in, please?
Yeah. My name is Cody Monahan. What do you got, a pen?
Did you get that name? Okay. Okay, Cody, what have you got for us?
Yep. Appreciate you guys' time and consideration here. As I said, my name is Cody Monahan. I am the president and owner of Indiana Gradings, located 210 West Douglas Street. We're a family-owned steel fabrication shop that's called Martinsville home for the last 50 years. Over the last 5 years, we have seen a lot of growth in our company, doubled our workforce, and with that, have created a lot of new jobs here locally in Martinsville, and we're very proud of that. With that being said, the purpose of this petition is to rezone the 2 existing lots that we own next to where we operate in hopes to continue the growth here in Martinsville, both employment-wise and economically, and continue to invest in our location here in Martinsville. We believe it's a responsible use of the property that we've had for quite some time and aligns well with the light industrial use that we currently are operating under. So that is the goal of our petition here, is to rezone those 2 lots.
So does anybody have any questions
Mr. Lennon, are there any structures on those two lots now?
There are not, no.
The overhead showed like a barn, or, you know, a little thing, is that the neighbors?
Yeah, we believe it is. We haven't obviously staked that exact line yet, but I believe it is on the neighbor's property, yes.
What are your future thoughts? I know you already own these two lots. What are your future thoughts on what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, if able, the goal is to build a new storage warehouse on there, so the building would not actually be used for any manufacturing or fabrication in that specific new addition. It would be for storing material and our panels that we use in our current facility.
Yeah, you're really limited on things to the east with the railroad tracks there.
There.
Any other questions or comments?
Well, I think it's not particularly, but I'm kind of confused about so is that two lots are agricultural, and then actually 3 lots are agricultural. And then the next lots, it says B2 retail business. So that just seems weird to me.
Yeah, we've seen that too. I think as Scott's looked into this, somewhere you find it, it's labeled ag, somewhere you find it, it's B2. Either way, I guess we're petitioning to rezone to light industrial.
Mr. Strader, our maps shows agricultural, correct?
I believe that's correct.
Okay.
Now, commission members, I would like to make you aware that on the rezoning, this is something that will have to go before city council. So as we look at the second thing here on the docket is a replat. So whenever we make any motions, the replat will all be contingent on what city council does once we vote on the rezoning. Did I say that correctly, Mr. Cole?
I don't have any reason not to want to grant this. I don't know if anybody else has any comments for the petitioner or for us, for our discussion. It makes sense to me that they own the property already to rezone it so it's consistent with their current property. And I can see that the next petition that they have in mind for us is then replatting it, making it one lot.
That's correct.
So just so you don't have the issue of parcel numbers and separate taxes.
Okay, if we don't have any other questions, I'll ask.
Just one quick question. What are your hours of operation?
Yeah, so we have 2 shifts currently. Our standard shift is from 7 to 4 in our shop, and then we do have a shift that runs from 3:30 to 12:30. And that's a great question. In regards to that building specifically, again, there would not be any stalling, fabrication, noise coming from that. It is a storage facility, and that is all it is used for.
Thank you.
Well, I think what I'd like to do now is ask if there's any demonstrators, so if you want to have a seat.
Thank you for your time.
On this application, are there any demonstrators here that want to speak for or against? Okay, if there's no demonstrators, do we need
I will make the motion that we send this request to council with a favorable recommendation. That's docket number PC 26014.
And that is contingent on what? Well, the rates will happen.
That's gonna be your contingencies.
Okay,
Favorable recommendation.
okay. So Mr. Gurnell has a motion on the floor with a favorable recommendation. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Rich Bassett makes a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up is PC 26015. This is on the same property. It's a vacate and replat on these two lots for Indian Greens.
Good evening again. So as mentioned, if rezoning does get passed, our goal would be then to replat into one continuous property, just for ease of property ownership, tax, property tax, all of those things.
So are there any questions on the replat? Are there any remonstrators here on the replat? If not, I'll ask for a entertainment motion.
I make a motion that PC 26015 for replat.
Rich Bassett made a motion that we,
Clarification, we just gotta make that contingent upon the rezoning going through, so we have to come in to the motion.
right, so Rich, add that in your motion, it's contingent on.
Condition on city council decision.
Okay, so Rich made a motion, this is contingent on city council. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Jason Scott makes a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
for coming in. Next up on the agenda is docket number PC 26016. It's a remodel in the historic downtown district. Address is 154 and 160 East Morgan Street. The owner is David and Stephanie Ricketts.
Good evening,
Please state your name and then sign in, please.
David Ricketts, AZ Auction.
Okay.
Yes, I already did this before, but,
Did you sign in?
um,
Yeah, just sign in, please.
thank you everybody for coming in and speaking with us. Basically, this doesn't change the structure. We're actually adding to the old, where there wasn't a window, we're putting in a window on the 160 east side. We also asked that we put in a better door. The material on this job will be fiber cement board. Brings out the brick, there and stone. I think you guys can see by the picture there what it was and then what we're trying to make it be. Just to better the downtown look. We're also adding gold lights. Very glazed lights, nothing too colorful. Right now, there's vinyl siding there. It doesn't look real good. So we just want to do, bring back a little bit of the history, you know, the windows that were there. And overall, just make it look better. Right now, I don't believe it's in, pretty much is in code. I mean, from back then, when hand machine shop owned it, it hasn't been changed, it's vinyl siding. We're trying to make that look a lot better with what we're doing, and it actually puts it back into code using 75% of the window space.
Mr. Strader, have they got everything turned in?
Yes, sir.
Do we have any questions for Mr. Ricketts?
So the new part stops where it says A to Z auction house,
Correct, yes, from left to right.
yeah, so at the left, you're not changing anything on it.
No, not on that's two great big pieces of glass that's always been there, we won't be changing any of that. Where you see the A to Z sign, we will be changing that to a lot better
That's it, change there.
cement board. That's the office, so we really don't want to change that into glass.
Mr. Ricketts, on that first opening on the far left in the rendering, you've got black siding at the top of it, are you dressing that up at the top above that window?
Yes, we'll be redressing that up.
Okay.
Yeah, that won't be white anymore. We are actually going to, everything, all of that will be repainted. That needs to be repainted in fiberboard.
But the glass that's there now,
The glass.
the door that's in between is going to remain?
Yes, it will remain. And then when you see 160 above the door, all that will be backfired again. The other, to the right of the 160, that door will be replaced with a storefront door. And then the window, like I said, that window right there is a 72, I believe, by 72 inch window. You know, like I said, the lights are brushed gold. It just really popped with the, we wanted to, the first we thought stone didn't look good. Didn't really look good with the brick. So,
The doors that are there now, where your address is above them, are they remaining or are you replacing those?
no, those will remain, those were restored on.
I'd like to thank you, Mr. Ricketts. Appears to be a complete application. You did a good job of explaining the work being done and the rendering and samples of what you're going to be using. So that's what we're striving to see. So I appreciate the complete application.
I had a lot of help doing these 2 meetings. I'm not going to take all the credit.
Well, thank you. I would say, I think this one poses, it's not our typical storefront. And I haven't had, usually I'm better prepared on historic properties. I believe this was an old car dealership at one point.
Yes.
So you've got those, what were garage doors, and maybe even carriage style doors, depending on the age. But
we tried to implement that a lot when we changed the facade the first time. Those are big actual doors, of course, having stuff, they just, unfortunately, they were, the machine shop, they had no air or anything like that in them, so, but we did repurpose them. We actually used them inside the building as 2 back doors. So anything that was historical like that, we tried to actually put in the building. I know I didn't get the shots of the inside, but when it wasn't on the car dealership, we had pictures and everything. So we really tried to bring that still back, but unfortunately with the doors that they were literally just, there was a rod and it went down into the ground, and that's all that was holding the doors, so.
Yes, for what's been going on that block, with Ben Realty and what Ron Stanhouse has done, that's a big improvement for what we see now, so thank you. So do we have any other questions?
Are we improving two signs, or are they incorporated in this, or is it a separate question? You know,
Mr. Chairman, tonight are you approving the project minus signage, or are you going to ask him to come back and present the signage, or is this the signage that we're placing there?
Probably the best thing to do on this, and you guys give me your input, would be to look at this minus the signage, and then have Mr. Ricketts come back, so that way he can get started on what he's wanting to do, and then he can come back with his signage, so that we can look at square footage and all that stuff on the signage. So that way we're not delaying him on starting on what he's wanting to do. Anybody have a comment on that?
the only thing I'm thinking is, you know, we have the sign ordinance that affects the downtown historic districts, and they have to pay a fee and have that review and approval. If it's already included in this, I hate for him to have to come back. I don't know the ins and outs of that part. It's inclusive in this, but, you know, usually with the signage, we have a little more information, the exact size of the signs, and then, you know, the square footage of the front of the building.
Correct, but we don't have that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only other way around that would be to table this. And I need to see him,
Yeah.
but also, we need to know more about the signage, so. Mr. Strader,
Yes.
would you be okay with that? Since he's already done this and doing no charge on bringing the signage back?
We can do that. The critical stage here is you have no measurements of the signage that's going on the device.
Right. And I recognize that in this application.
Just to be clear, though, everyone understands there is a sign, there is a sign fee. I know you're talking about the fee to come back for us, but there is going to be a sign permit fee that you'll have to pay for.
So, sorry, I'm renting the other space from him, also that's the Morgan County Herbal Code. It's-
Ma'am, you need to come up and sign in and state your name.
Press the question. My name is Monty Greason, and I am the owner of Morgan County Herbal Code, and I'm renting the far right space from him that's getting the new storefront. My question is, if he has already paid to have a sign that's already there, does he need to pay that again? And then do I need to apply separately for Morgan County Herbal Code that will be on the right-hand side?
Well, we just had this situation with Mr. Bennett. And Mr. Bennett went on one side of his office, which is just two doors down. And Mr. Bennett came back in and presented an application for the sign for the lashes. So, Mr. Sprague, did Mr. Bennett pay for a second application for that? Because it was on the docket.
That's correct. And he also paid a sign permit. In this case, there is 3 signs here. There'll be a fee for each window.
So did that answer your question, ma'am?
Yeah, but he would need to pay again, even though he already has a sign there, he's just refreshing what's already there.
Yes, though.
Okay.
It's a new sign.
Yes.
then any letters only though is considered a signage, I take it? Like the vinyl letters?
Yes.
My signage will be on my window.
Your signage on your window will have to have a permit for that sign.
Okay, and I need to apply for that separately than from him, correct?
Either or.
Okay.
You can do it. Yeah. And like I said, the presidents that we just saw just 2 months ago
Yeah.
was Mr. Bennett came
Yeah.
in and had the application for lashes, and he paid the sign permit.
Okay. How much is the sign permit?
Mr. Schrader,
Those would be $150 each.
Okay, thank you.
Would it have to be $150 each if they apply it as one
Yes, it's per sign.
per sign?
Yes.
and we had that same issue with Flower by Duty.
Yes.
Because Flower by Duty, she wanted signs all the way down, right, Mr. Schrader? The Flowers by Duty, she wanted signs all the way down the sides, saying no parking, and there was a fee per each sign.
That's correct. I would like to point out that in the existing sign in the front image that he is presenting, where you have the square that says A to Z, then when we, the ordinance does share that nothing would be applied, that's not a glass.
So you're saying that the way the ordinance reads,
That's correct.
that whenever he does that, to that, he cannot put,
I'm sorry.
he cannot put those letters on that?
It's what shares here in,
Sections 9, the signs. Item 8 just says no sign should be painted directly on the building surface.
I'm not painting it. So there'll actually be letters, stainless gold brush letters. We will not be painted on letters. Just like the 160 above that, that's the same thing, those will be all brushed as well to go with the gold.
I think still what we need to do is, so we can move forward, is do everything on the front of the building. And then what you want to do with your signs, you come back. So that way we don't have to table this and you can get started on what you want to do. And we'll hold off on the signs. You come back before us on the signs, what you want to do, because we need dimensions and placement. And then we can discuss the signs at that time. That way we can move forward.
Do you have something I can look at for that? The codes for that, how big the sign is? Can they be on any street in
I'll
it?
give you that.
Yes,
Okay.
Mr. Sprague will have that.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So are there any other questions for Mr. Ricketts?
Just to clarify for your benefit, we're going to make a motion here in a minute and then we'll discuss it, but I would suggest that we make a motion to approve your plan as submitted, but then request that you or both parties come back and separately to have us review and approve the signage before you buy it or install anything. Okay?
I appreciate that.
Okay, we don't have any other questions for Mr. Ricketts. Are there anybody here that would like to, as a remonstrator, would like to talk on this? It doesn't appear we have anybody. That's the case, I'd entertain a motion.
I will make the motion that we approve docket number PC 26016, but not make a decision on any signage within that.
So your motion is that we approve it as presented?
Yes.
The only problem with that is you approve it as presented, then you're looking at a picture that you're approving, which has signs on it. So I would think that you would have to, as presented, with the exception of signage.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Approve as presented with the exception of signage.
Okay, so Mr. Granall has made a motion to approve PC 26016 as presented minus the signs, and the applicant is to come back with a new proposal on the signs. Do I hear a second?
I second that, Steve Logan.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Ricketts.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Okay, next on the docket is EC 26017. This is an amendment to the Hannah Farms PUD. Owner is 4-Star USA Real Estate Group. Is there somebody here to represent them? So if you'll sign in and state your name.
Good evening, my name is Shina Hoffa. I'm the entitlements manager with 4-Star Group Indianapolis. Thank you so much for hearing my petition tonight.
Thank you, go ahead.
I have a PowerPoint if I have copies of it, if you guys would like a copy to follow along with it.
Sure.
So, thank you all for hearing our petition tonight. As I said, I'm Cheyenne Hoffa, the entitlements manager with 4-Star Group. As a little bit of background on Hannah Farms, for those of us that, like myself, were not around for the original rezoning of the Hannah Farms PUD, which is a residential neighborhood on Artesian Avenue. If you open to the first page within the packet, it shows you the location of Hannah Farms. That was rezoned in 2021 by 4-Star Group, and we're a residential land developer, so we don't build the homes. So we kind of rezoned with some of our building partners in mind. And when we signed up our builder partner, Arbor Homes, we realized that some of the square footage requirements that we included within the PUD were not aligned with some of the product that Arbor Homes was looking to bring into this neighborhood. So on page 3 outlines a previous PUD amendment that was done in 2024. So part of that, I just snipped out kind of the relevant part here. So we lowered some of the square footage requirements as part of that agreement for you all to lower those requirements. We agreed to add some brick to the homes as well as some enhanced landscaping along Artesian Avenue. So you can see within this text, the lots are laid out, but I think the intent of city staff was to have that 360 brick wainscot wrap to be on all homes that were backing up to Artesian Avenue. So once that the home started to be built and came to the attention of city staff that some of those homes were not being built with that 360 brick wrap, Mayor Costin, Mr. Dunn, and the building department reached out to us so that 4-star Arbor Homes and city staff could determine how to move forward. So if you see on page 4, referred to the text of PUD Amendment 1, had lots 1, 134 through 142, which is all of those lots that back up to Artesian in that kind of brown color on the map here. So, as I mentioned, we met with city staff and the mayor to discuss how to move forward. So we came to an agreement with some of the following language as well as the following exhibits to further clarify the additional brick that we were agreeing to so that there'd be no confusion moving forward. So lots 143 through 145, which are highlighted on page 6, those will have that additional 360 brick wrap added that were not included in the PUD amendment number 1. In addition to, so since it's only those 3 lots, the city really wanted to see all 6 of those lots on that little cul-de-sac receive that 360 brick wrap. And unfortunately, by the time we all sat down together, a lot of those the foundations for lots 146, 147, and 148 had already been poured, and some of the houses had started to go vertical. And it's my understanding that when you put brick on a home, you have to pour the foundation with a brick ledge, and so they were kind of, Arbor felt they were past that point in those homes. So they agreed to add the 360 brick wrap on the lots that they had not started, and then 4-Star had agreed on page 7 here to add some additional enhanced landscaping to help screen those homes from Artesian Avenue. All of the landscaping beds that are kind of clouded around are additional landscaping materials that are going to be added to that area in the rear of lots 146 through 148 to give screening on those lots that don't have the brick wrap on them. And then both the lots that are highlighted on page 6 and this landscaping exhibit are included as exhibits within the PUD amendment so that everyone's on the same page and we don't have any further confusion there. And then page 8 has a 3D rendering of that enhanced landscaping that I have been told the material was delivered today to the site, and that they'll be installing it later this week. So I'm happy to answer any questions. Of course, I'm here with the developer. Arbor Homes is not here today, but I'm happy to answer any questions that I can about this amendment and what we're seeking.
Well, you done very well. You explained it exactly what I was reading here, so that was great. Does any of the members have any questions on this? Do you all understand what happened? Are there any remonstrators on this evening? If you'll sign in and state your name, please.
My name is Avery Carr. I currently live in the cul-de-sac on the houses that are built there at lots 148. If you look at Exhibit C, I'm just concerned that what they've drawn out, it looks like it's inside of my lot. I just want to make sure that it's in my lot and it's not inside of, there's a 20-foot zone in the back of my lot. There's an easement. I want to make sure it's not in the easement or it's on the edge of my lot, because obviously it's not on the scale to what it exactly is. I just want to make sure where that's exactly going. Because there is a creek right there, and my lot basically goes up against the creek. So I don't know if that could even be put there or not.
Well, it looks like there's one grouping.
Yeah.
On page 7, there's one grouping of a white pine and it looks like maybe 3 white pines and 3 oak leaf hydrangeas.
Mm-hmm.
So the white pines will get tall. Is there not a tree line there?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a big tree line on the other side.
The other side of the
Yeah.
creek, okay. Mr. Strader, have you looked at that at all?
I guess I've been out there. Anytime.
Okay. Does that look like that's on?
These, I mean,
Because it is just the drawing, and there's no permanent markers out there from the surveyor, because I had a fence company come out and they did it with their own survey, let's provide us with our marker homes. And he was like, I'm gonna, within at least 20 feet of it, or so with the fence, because there's no permanent markers out there anywhere.
So you're putting up a fence now?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure all the other neighbors are wanting to put up fences as well, but I'm not 100% sure.
And would you clarify, are you concerned that this additional landscaping will be in your yard?
Yeah,
Do you want it or do you not want it in your yard?
I don't want to hit a large yard. If it's on the edge of the easement, I mean, it's a 20 feet easement, I don't really, yeah, it doesn't matter to me, but. Yeah.
Do you see how this rendering looks like the edge of that landscaping bed is in his yard? There's a 10-foot common area strip at the rear of all of those lots, in between the rear yard easement and then the start of that legal drain. So, and then also, and I'll give my landscaper a call as well, at the corner, each corner of your property, there should be a circling pin. Typically on a new build, they're a little bit easier to find than if you live in an older home. And they'll make sure that none of that is in your yard. We'll want to make sure it's in the common area so that it can be maintained. And I know I spoke to a remonstrator, and I don't know that she's here tonight. She did have some concerns about that common area strip in the rear of those lots being mowed and maintained because it is close to that ditch and it gets steep really quick. So I've talked with my HOA manager. She's just back in the office this week. He lives down here as well and was involved in some of the severe weather you guys had late last week. So he's back with internet and into civilization. So he is looking into that with our HOA management company to ensure that common area is being mowed and maintained. And then I'll speak with my landscaper to make sure, we don't want anything on your lot or even in your rear yard easement. I want it all, it's gonna be all into the common area space.
And Mr. Swan, you can speak on the engineering standpoint as far as the pins, on the survey pins, should that?
Yeah, typically my implementation is included with the law, so as part of the planning process. So yeah, there should be pins there. So.
Are they like just underground, like metal, you have to use metal detector on, because I can't visually see them.
No, they didn't know, so there's a chance they're buried.
Okay, for sure. Okay.
I've seen them buried 3 feet, I've seen them buried 12 inches, rather than they typically have a cap on them. So that like a surveyor record.
Yes, and I can speak on that. I've used metal detector to find my corners on my property.
Okay.
So there's usually, it'll be a steel stake with a plastic cap on it that has the insignia from the surveyor.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I found on my property.
Okay.
But I have used a metal detector.
Okay.
So that way at least your fence people should know where
Yeah.
the corners are. And it sounds like she's the head of the game on making sure the manager out there is aware of that. And
Okay.
because I think your question,
Yeah, that was just my only concern was, because it was so close to our, just the corner of the lawn, I just wanted to make sure that it was in the shared area.
okay. Anybody else have anything to say? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other administrators on this? Any other questions or comments, members? I entertain a motion on PC 26017.
I move we accept PC 26017.
Rick Heacock has made a motion to accept this. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Again, you're just recommending, so this will go before the city council as an amendment to an ordinance.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Rick, would you make that a favorable recommendation?
Yes, you make a favorable recommendation to the city council.
Then we approve this as presented.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second the amended motion.
Rick Gurnall seconds the amended motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. I'm opposed.
Okay, Mr. Burkhart is opposed. Cheyenne, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for your time.
And you understand this now goes before city council?
Yep, I do. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, is there any other conversation that we'd like to have this evening? If not, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
Caleb Forrester made a motion that we adjourn. Second.
Second.
Jason Scott made a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Wow.